Hi there, my name's Jamie and I'm a member of Gen X. I have a wonderful husband, I have 4 marvellous children, but for years I've suffered from various ailments from adult acne and brain fog through to recurring Candida. Now the best that I could do about the yeast infections was to visit the doctor, get a script, follow it until the symptoms disappeared, and then go about with life again until the next outbreak. Now this cycle frustrated the hang out of me, out of my husband, and out of my kids because I was so grumpy so much. So I decided to make it a bit of a priority and go online to do some research. Now anyone that's tried doing this will realise that there's a whole lot of guru products out there, or you get the well-meaning experts that tell you that you've got a yeast infection because your clothes are too tight, because your hygiene is poor, because you're wearing nylon all the time, and all these other silly things, okay? And it's simply not true. There's also a lot of programs out there that will tell you that their system is the only system that you should be using. But most of these are just too darn tricky to implement, and some of them are so complex and time consuming that just sorting through all the information can give you a headache. You know you've got a yeast infection, you just need to get rid of it quickly and simply. However, the time that I did spend on the net trying to find a solution to the Candida problem wasn't completely wasted. I did learn one really important thing: that all the quick fix treatments from your natural solutions like tea tree oil and garlic, colloidal silver and 3-lac, or your pharmaceuticals like Monistat and Canistam, would relieve your symptoms and cure your Candida for a little while. But there was a very, very strong likelihood that you would get a recurring infection. What I found out was that if I wanted to permanently cure my Candida, I needed to do 5 things. The first thing that you need to look at when you want to cure your Candida is your diet. Okay, what foods are you eating? Are you eating foods that are actually going to feed the Candida fungus and make your symptoms worse? Are you eating foods that are affecting your immune system so that your immune system is compromised and cannot fight the Candida the way that it should do? Eliminating the sugar and finding out what foods you may be intolerant or even allergic to is often the hardest part of curing your Candida, but it's definitely the most worthwhile. Now, many people have heard of the Candida diet and many people have tried the Candida diet and they've found that the results have been less than satisfactory. This is because you cannot cure your Candida by using diet alone. It is an essential step, but it is just one of 5 steps to curing your Candida permanently. The second step in our quest to cure Candida is the introduction of antifungal supplementation. Now, why do you need antifungals if you're already starving the Candida through the diet? Well, antifungals are needed to act as a sort of damage control for your Candida overgrowth. They're not necessarily going to address the underlying cause of the overgrowth, but what they can do is provide relief of your symptoms and most importantly allow for the immune system to strengthen itself back up. Now there are over 9 natural antifungal supplements, but for your first 3 months at least one of the following 4 should be taken daily: oregano, garlic, grapeseed extract or olive leaf. Now these are your top 4 antifungal supplements. In addition to this, at least one other supplement should be used daily as well. Now what most people don't realise about your natural antifungals is that the Candida will build up a resistance to them just like they do with the over-the-counter medications. So the trick is to keep rotating them and don't take them all at the same time. Step 3 in our program to cure Candida is the introduction of natural supplements. Now this is where we begin to help the body heal from the damage that's been done by the Candida fungus and to top up any deficiencies that we may have had before we got infected. There are many supplements like vitamin C and omega oils that are the building blocks that our body needs to recover and regrow damaged tissue. So by supplementing these basic important nutrients, we can expect our recovery to be faster and better than without. By topping up minerals that we may have been deficient in, we can prevent an outbreak occurring again. By supplementing with things like probiotics and digestive enzymes, we can help increase the amount of good bacteria in our gut and help our digestive system work properly. One of the most important things when preventing a Candida outbreak. The fourth thing that we need to do is actually one of the most important, but one of the most overlooked, and that's a complete body detox. I know that the diet is part of the detox plan, but it is only part of it. You need to get rid of anything that's hampering your immune system. Now, the diet will help with food intolerances, but there are other things like heavy metal toxicity and parasites that can be having a massive effect on how your immune system is working. Now, if you think this doesn't apply to you and you can just skip this part, then have a think about your daily life. Do you get your hair dyed? Are you a plumber? Do you live in a house with old plumbing? Do you live in the city? Do you drive a car? Do you eat meat? Do you live on a farm? Do you eat fast food? In fact, most things in the 20th or 21st century lifestyle involve some massive risk of heavy metal or parasite poisoning. So this particular step is a really, really important one. A heavy metal detox or chelation can be done through a natural practitioner, or you can actually do it yourself with various foot baths, foot rubs and supplements. Parasite cleansers are far easier and involve supplementing with 3 essential herbs: black walnut hulls, wormwood and cloves. Alrighty, so that was step 4, the detox. We've now been through steps 1, 2, 3 and 4, your diet, your supplements, your detox and your antifungals. So there's only one step left to do. Remember, we do need to complete all 5 if we want to completely cure our Candida. Now, in the previous videos we talked about how the proper use of diet and supplements can successfully not only kill our Candida, but improve our immune system, making it work at 100%. This helps us to prevent further infection. In this video, we're going to look at how we flush out the toxins that have been left behind. You know, the ones we talked about back in step 2, the Candida die-off toxins, and in step 4, our heavy metal and parasite detox. Well, they all get flushed out of our system thanks to the filtration systems in our kidneys and liver. So we need to support these vital organs and the work that they are doing. Now, usually this means just drinking loads of water, but we're asking them to do an awful lot of work in an awfully short period of time. So they will need some sort of support supplementation to help them along and help them recover. The other part of your body that needs to be involved in a full flush is your colon. Now, good bacteria within the colon produce essential nutrients like B12, vitamin K and lactose. These nutrients are absorbed through the colon wall. Now, unfortunately, toxins can also be absorbed in the same manner, and when the colon is toxic, the effects are far-reaching. A good nutritional protocol is meant to cleanse, nourish and restore the colon in a way that provides every cell with appropriate nourishment. So you should always begin by removing the waste in your colon, because if you attempt to clean your liver, blood or lymph system without first dealing with it, the excreted toxins will just be recycled back into your body. So on top of providing support for your liver and kidneys, don't forget to increase your fibre and supplement with a good colon cleansing program. Now, I know that this all seems like really hard work, right? I mean, there's an awful lot of research still to do. You have to be super careful that when you do find out which supplements to take, that you don't take them at the wrong time or in the wrong combination. Really, Who has the time? Well, thankfully, you don't have to, because Ryan Scher has done all the work for you and packaged it up into a program he's simply called How to Cure Candida. This is a 5-step program that takes you through each step of your yeast infection cure gently but firmly. It contains great information, but also contains a good dose of common sense, which makes it really practical and easily adaptable for busy lifestyles. If you do get lost, or if you have any questions, then simply email the How to Cure Candida support team. I placed a couple of queries with the team and found the support to be really good. My questions were all answered within 12 hours, and they all worked a treat. Ryan and his team were friendly and relaxed. They did not make me feel like it was my fault if things were not going according to plan. They just made suggestions which eventually worked. Now, although the recommended length of time for any program like this is for a minimum of 2 to 4 weeks, because of the recurring nature of my Candida, I tried the How to Cure Candida 5-step program for 8 weeks. In that time, my acne had cleared up, I lost 10 kg, but most importantly, there was not an itch or even a tingle in sight, and I could think so much more clearly, much to the dismay of my children. The How to Cure Candida program by Ryan Scher certainly ticked all the boxes for me, and I strongly recommend it for anyone who is serious about curing their yeast infection permanently. For more information, go to www.thebestcandidacures.com.